Has more from Covina, California. That's just east of LA. You've been on this story for a while. What happened?
Good morning, Dana. Yeah, this is the first takedown for the new White House Fraud Task Force. They arrested two owners of two hospices here in greater Los Angeles.
Should be a lot more.
They're accused of collectively stealing about $16 million from taxpayers. And this money was intended, right, for compassionate end-of-life care for the terminally ill.
That's right.
Here's some video we shot earlier today of the FBI making those arrests of a husband and wife. He a doctor, she a nurse, co-owners of the St. Francis Palliative Care Hospice in Glendale.
It's really sad to see that. Like, my dad was on hospice care, and they still send me letters and shit. They're like, oh, yeah, we want to remind you that we're still thinking of your father and everything. And it's like, it's quite nice. So to think that people are taking advantage of that and trying to misappropriate it so they can live in mansions and stuff, it's just the pinnacle of evil. It really is. It's awful. How's anybody put up with this shit? It's ridiculous.
And what they were doing was this, admitting people who are not qualified for hospice, but billed the government as if they were. About $30,000 per patient. When the benefits ran out, they dropped them. Here's the kicker. Nationally, 80% of adults admitted, or people admitted to hospice die, and usually in the first few weeks. Here,
80% die? Yeah, I'm surprised it's not higher.
almost nobody died. After 8 months, 97%.
Maybe they were just such a good hospice.
Left alive.
97% of them alive.
They've been bilking the taxpayers for over $7 million, close to $8 million, and it's all total fraudulent hospice services. They were signing up people who are not terminally ill. They were forging the documents, the medical.
See, they have to go way harder. Like, that's what I said. We need an attorney general that likes the idea of going after people like this. They do. Like, because that's a big issue that I have, is that a lot of people, they don't look at it and they don't take it seriously enough. Like, you have to go after the people that were signing into these documents. You have to go into their family members. You have to go into, the people that were involved around this. And you have to just, you have to absolutely, the goal of the enforcement of this should be to make it so scary for something like this to happen to you, to be investigated, that people are afraid to make a mistake. That's what they should do, ruin them. Yes, exactly. Go absolutely scorched earth on these people. That's what I would say. For the love of the game, yeah. We need to have an attorney general that wants to bring back crucifixions, and their biggest inhibitor is the 8th Amendment. That's what we need.
Records, and they were collecting taxpayer dollars, and they've been charged, and this morning they were arrested.
It triples my pain. So
here's another arrest down in Topanga Hospice, and here they were paying kickbacks to the patients, giving them $600 a month in an envelope.
See, remember what I told you guys? I told y'all this is what was happening. I told you for a fucking fact this is what was happening, and that's exactly it. They are all in on it.
I mean,
See,
I'm
again,
as good as I'm
who
going to
knew
get.
about this, right? Because now they're accomplices.
I'm streaming 4K
now
right now.
You need to go after
And I
each
also
of these
have
patient
Asmongold's
families,
Kick
bring up
playing
every single one of them as an accomplice on charges,
the ping's
and put
jumping
them in jail
from
too.
75 to 120. So
Seize
it
their
went back
assets,
down,
do everything.
but still,
Go as hard as you
shit.
possibly can. Follow the money.
I
Yes,
mean,
exactly.
again,
Newsom allowed this. Of course it is.
Freaking poop.
Absolutely.
That's because they were getting reimbursed from the feds about $6,000 a month. Now, they are also paying marketers to find seniors and take their Medicare card. They bilked the government for about $8 million, not eligible, and they were not terminally ill.
Yep.
The name of this endeavor is Project Never Say Die, because the folks who are in the nursing and the hospice facilities owned by this couple and their family don't seem to ever pass away.
Behind us, behind us.
So the feds are here for a reason. California was giving out thousands of lost hospice licenses to people who are unqualified, no oversight, and of course taxpayers have been paying for it ever since.
To be fair, they may not have not known if it was going on, if there were X degrees of freedom away from operations.
Okay, this is playable.
When you're paying a
ping's
hospice
high,
to
but
put
the
your parent
priority is just
into,
making
or
up for it.
some person or yourself into care, and then they're giving you money back, you know what's going on. You know what's going on. Everybody knows that. We all know this. This is the big issue, is that you have some people that want to play this dishonest game. We all know what's happening. Everybody knows what's happening. So, no, you're not going to play stupid. And if you are going to play stupid, we're going to drag you through every legal process possible. And by the end of it, you're going to need to be in a hospice. That's the way I see it. That's what I want to do. I hate them, bro. I hate them. These people are parasites. I want to see it get worse. And we can only hope. Yeah, exactly. Do you think they go to California if they can post that video? Maybe. I don't know. And, yeah, the big issue is Democrats are dirty and playing cover-up for all the illegal shit they've done. Well, to be fair, this is a, I think it's overwhelmingly leftists that are taking advantage of this because they're the ones that are bringing in the people that do these scams, and then they overlook the scams. I do think it's overwhelmingly them, but it's not exclusively them. This is a nonpartisan issue. This is, if you're scamming and you're doing this, you need to go to jail and you need to have all your stuff seized, right? That's what I think needs to happen. And send them to Iran, please, public execution. Would I want to do public executions for some of the ones that stole a lot of money? If you stole over, like, let's say $10 million. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. $10 million, $3 million, yeah, 10 years for each million, I don't know. And so, like, that's it. It's a human's life worth of money, it is. And so, yeah, and honestly, if we did that, if we brought back public executions, I bet you'd see a lot of this stuff happening less. I would, especially if you get creative with them, right? And that's what I think we should do. I think that we need to get more comfortable with that reality. We have too many people that are too pacified by, modern society. And I think that in doing so, they've allowed themselves to become victims of ancient evils. And I think we need to stop it. We need to shut it down. Firing Squad in Idaho for the pedophiles?
I feel like a real streamer,
I don't know about Firing
boys.
Squad. I think that, again, like, I think firing
my
squads
stream
are
looks
too
fucking
humane.
beautiful.
You know, like, that's really the way I feel, especially for somebody that's like a pedophile. I think that you could come up with something that's a lot better than that. What is this?
First one ever.
Vader Vi just got banned on Twitch? Oh, is this recent? Like, let me see. I'll pull this up.
I wouldn't watch it.
Yeah, I don't know if
I'm
this is
7-1,
recent or not.
and I've also not been playing. I've been off screen
Did she get banned?
most of the time. So
It
Thank
looks
you.
like.
Yeah, right, buddy. Get those excuses.
No.
Why you can't.
Oh,
I'm not
you
seeing
can
anything
go
about
watch my
this.
stream. You can go watch my
Maybe,
stream
but
and see
I
how long I've
certainly
been
don't know where it
AFK.
is.
I'd rather watch
Who the fuck
palm of my
knows?
hands.
Okay.
So,
put
let's get
put your hand on the stream too. How
Tarantino.
about
I
that?
like that. And fraudsters get
love
crushed
that.
by the wallet
Who's
of
the one
pennies.
talking?
The amount they get
Danny,
defrauded.
11-1.
I like the sound of that. That's a good
I
idea.
wouldn't be talking.
So,
You're 11-1,
thirst
and
trap
you've been
content
playing the
debater
whole
viewers
time.
goon baiting. Oh my god! And not a surprise. So are these the same clowns that they call?
Hospice.
Is this it? Yeah, this is the same one. No, I'm very glad to see this happen. I am. And hopefully, obviously, what is this? Buckingham Palace confirms King Charles will not issue an Easter message this year. Why?
I don't like you.
What the fuck? Wait, why? Like,
Good.
I don't even get it.
I'm
like,
black,
How,
you
how
shouldn't
would this
like
even
me.
happen? It's insane. God damn. Oh, is it this another one? All right, let's watch it.
We believe half of them are fraudulent. Half of the 1,800 hospices should not be in business
Not gonna
if
kill
we are
me.
able to identify the red flag. We believe half of them are fraudulent. Half of the 1,800
We must have lost
Way more
somebody
than
good
half.
because now we're doing worse.
If I were to guess on how many are fraudulent, I would guess between 70 and 80%. I would say it's somewhere between those two numbers, 70 to 80%. Cucked by Islam. I think that's what's happened too.
hospices should not be in business if we are able to identify the red flags. And that's what we're basing these numbers on. These are not random assumptions. World experts at CMS say if you've got 100% or near survival, certainly if you've got a survival over 50% for a population that's supposed to pass in 6 months, you've got a problem.
Yeah.
If you're clustered in the same buildings as other crooks, if you're sharing employee numbers and license numbers, if you've got a small number of people less than 50 members,
True.
you do that because you can hide what's really going on when you're small, because you don't have reporting obligations. J1
Yeah, it's like a family scam. It's like a family scam with like 2 or 3 or maybe just one family that's in on it. And that's the reason why they go under the radar.
visa holders. There are lots of things going on in California that just are not rational, and we're going to take them out.
Well, they are
You heard about
rational.
this, What you heard about
They want to fund the entire. They want to fund the entire. Like, there are so many migrants here and like immigrants here that are fucking useless.
Did she just kill herself?
They're totally fucking useless. There's not going to be a job, a way, a resource that you're going to be able to get out of them. They are totally fucking useless. And so, why is it that they're even here? Well, they're here because they're being paid to be here.
That
Parasites?
shitter
They are
must have left.
parasites.
Stop
They're total
talking.
parasites. And if it was up to me, I'd remove every single one of them, even the citizens. I'd get rid of every single one. I'd denaturalize and deport. If you came into the country in the last like 10, 20 years and you've been living off of welfare, it's time for you to go. And
Yes,
honestly,
sir.
you should be
No
saying
welfare
thank you
bandits in
for
America
doing it for
anymore.
so
Let's get
long.
rid of all of that.
You should be saying thank you for ignoring me and letting me take advantage of this when I never should have had this happen.
Get the
You have useless
Somalis
Americans
out, get
too?
all the
Yeah, that's
Muslims
true, we
out,
do.
get them all the
And
fuck
that's the
out.
reason why we need to get rid of all the useless foreigners. Is because
Every
we have to
single one of
focus
them.
all of our efforts on taking care of our useless Americans so we don't have the money left over to take care of the useless foreigners. You're right.
That's
a good point.
The entire first 4 years of really looking at this issue since 2021, when the report came out from the Auditor General here in California, the entire first 4 years, there were 4 hospices
Yeah.
that were revoked. 4 hospices.
That's it?
7 of them were criminal charges
Yep.
today. So you see a dramatic and appropriate shift. There are other people involved that the U.S. Attorney's going after. 3 vegetarians, probably read about last
all
night,
still up.
was revoked, had her building privileges revoked by CMS.
Amanda Hiller?
Yesterday, she had generated $127 million of billing.
Wow.
And for some reason, although everyone
$127 million?
knew that there was a problem there, 113 agencies that she worked with, 113 agencies, one doctor was working with, had built over the last 3 years $127 million.
Wow.
CMS is going to suspend
I think
payments
this
to
will be my
stop
first
money
game
from
fully
leaving
on
the
stream.
U.S.
I have my
That's
first
right.
video.
We're going to review
Thank you,
every
Danny, for
single
giving me a little
hospice
bit of
in
content for my
California
first
to make
video.
Sure that they're all
You're welcome,
appropriate.
bro.
And
I'm
we hope to
always
do
doing
that
this.
expeditiously.
Good luck,
We'll do
That's
it
right.
this year. And I'm going to make an announcement today because I want to throw the gauntlet down to Governor Newsom. When asked about the hospice fraud in California, that again was in his own administration was involved in barking how bad our issue was in 2021, he responds by saying that he's been responsible for taking out 280 of these hospices. In the 10 weeks since we first were together in front of you, in the 10 weeks we have taken out 221 hospices already.
So in like a couple of weeks, they were able to do the same amount that he's done in 5 years?
221. We will surpass the governor's achievements in the first 4 years within the month, we believe.
Wow.
And so we need to get serious. And we
It's almost like they didn't give a shit about it. See, this is what I was talking about managed decline. They throw people a bone where they say, oh no, we're going after them. We're doing it. See, look, we got one. And there's like 50 other ones that they didn't get.
don't see that happening in California. The ecosystem is rotten. We've uncovered lots of other derivatives that happen when you don't take care of this fraud.
Thank you, bro. Like, that's what I want to hear. Maybe this guy actually knows what's going on. Because he said 2 things that were insanely insightful, and it makes me think that they actually have somebody competent involved with this. The ecosystem is rotten, and he's talking about derivatives. This is a web. It is a web of fraud. It's not one isolated incident. They're all connected.
The way it needs to be done. And I'll give you a good example. Your neighbors in Nevada are suffering because the fraudsters here are now going there, and they have a 7-fold increase in
Yep.
hospice because when people get a little
The roaches.
chilled in
All right,
California, they
boys and
head
girls,
there. How are we
let's
going to
go.
do this?
Let's
And
get
all
it.
the government approaches you've heard.
It's gonna be
If
my
you're
first
defrauding
fully streamed
Medicare,
game,
listen carefully.
guys.
If you're defrauding Medicare,
I'm so proud of myself.
because we are coming for you.
It
Don't
took
walk,
fucking
run away.
18 billion
The
hours
focus are on stage
to get
here
it
and all
set
over
up,
the
but
country.
it's set up.
President Trump and Vice President Vance and his task force are not going to tolerate it. None of us can afford the luxury.
We're streaming
of sloppy
4K,
about this.
boys.
Jesus, bro, this is what I want to hear. This is exactly what I want to hear. Just stop. They're not going to, no, it's not enough for them to stop. You have to make an example out of them. And you have to do that. I'm very happy to see this. This is great. It's fucking amazing. Hopefully that's the way things go, right? I mean, I think obviously that's where things should go. Did you forget Vance's name? It doesn't matter. Like, I mean, obviously, like, what he's saying is true. I'm glad he didn't, when Senator Fetterman turned out okay and he's cooking as a health department. Yeah, true, actually. Yeah, you're right about that. And yeah, new post from Pandondi 28 minutes ago. Is that true? And then, oh, here we go. There are 536 nonprofits or NGOs in California labeled as homelessness prevention or homeless assistance. They employ over 12,000 people. They handle $2 billion per year. Under Newsom, homelessness has increased by 35,000 people.
Damn,
so
that's
let
a
me
lot,
get this
Newsom.
straight. They've spent $2 billion fighting homelessness, and it's gone up by 35,000 people. I read somewhere that New York City spends more money on homeless people than the average income in New York City. Per person.
Fucking Spider-Man.
And it's like, at a certain point...
What the fuck just happened? Oh, my mouse and everything cut out. That
we
was weird.
need to bring somebody into the government that is an absolute psycho. We need to bring somebody in that sleeps for like 3 hours a night and then wakes up and then thinks about deporting people and putting them in jail and publicly executing them. We need that. We need this yesterday. And that's it, man. I'm telling you, Taxes Fall Out Scott. Elon, I mean, look, bro, like, he's busy. He's doing a lot of other stuff. I don't know if he's going to have time for that. And no, I want to see it. Stephen Miller, I like Stephen Miller, right? Maybe he could be that guy. But something, the judges stop everything? The judges stop everything. Okay, well, here's how you solve that problem. The moment that you find out they're illegal, you just put them in a federal prison, you don't let them out. The judges say you have to let them out, you say nope.
Oh.
Nope.
Fuck you, bitch.
That's it. So what are they going to do?
Oh, I missed.
Fuck them. And then you go after the judge. Then you arrest the judge. The thing is that if you're a judge and you're trying to run defense for fraud, and you're trying to run defense for illegals, migrants, and foreigners coming in here scamming Americans, all right, okay, now you're going to move aside. You've got a new space inside of the prison. We're going to put them into prison too. You had to do something about the judges? I think so. You explain why this will succeed while Doge failed? Well, I don't know. I mean, again, I don't really look at like a projection. I look at action. It looks like the action that's happening here is positive, right? And Newsom's been ordering cities in California to clean up encampments and chase the homeless out. He's not helping them. He wants them out of sight, out of mind. Well, he wants it to not look bad, right? That's really all there is to it. And is this the other one too? This is more the healthcare investigation?
Let's go, boys.
Man, look at them all.
Give me a sweep for my second video.
Look at these animals.
My first full game video.
Look at these roaches.
Video.
And also, here's the way I'm thinking about this. How many of these paid protesters that go to every single one of these protests are being funded indirectly by these by these government apparatuses? Like, you have these people, so like all these people that are working to help the homeless, that are working to help, like some other bullshit group of people where none of the money is going out there. How many of them are actually basically being paid to be effectively, disturbers of the peace to cause problems?
I got you guys.
How does that happen? I think that's exactly where things are going. And the government funds itself, yeah. Well, and I think that's really a CCP. I don't think it's a CCP. I think that it's the American government that's funding them directly by paying them for doing jobs that aren't happening. I think that's what's happening. And that's the reason why you have so much of this fraud, especially in these, oh, here we go. A 9.5% property tax hike.
Oh, God, no.
Oh, no.
Oh, God, I fucked up.
For those who have watched budget after budget, it is tempting to assume that we are engaging in the same dance as our predecessors. Let me assure you, nothing about this is typical. That's why our solutions won't be either. There are two paths to bridge this gap. The first is the most sustainable and the fairest path. This is the path of ending the drain on our city and raising taxes on the richest New Yorkers and the most profitable corporations.
They're gonna start leaving again, bro. They're actually gonna run out of people. Like, you have the governor that's literally begging them, please come back. Come back, we need the money. No, it's okay. No, you have to come back. What are you doing?
The onus for resolving this crisis should not be placed on the backs of working and middle-class New Yorkers. If we do not fix this structural imbalance and do not heed the calls of New Yorkers to raise taxes on the wealthy, this crisis will not disappear. It will simply return, year after year, forcing harder and harsher choices each time. And if we do not go down the first path, the city will be forced down a second, more harmful path. Faced with no other choice, the city would have to exercise the only revenue lever fully within our own control. We would have to raise property taxes.
Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Yeah, well, surely this is going to go well, right? And is this stupid or evil? I mean, it's both. I think that here's the main thing. The solution for this is pretty obvious, right? The first thing you should do is you should bring in ICE to New York City, round up every single illegal, and then start removing them. That's the first thing that you should do. The second thing you should do is you should look at every sort of city or any level of aid program and create multiple checks in order to make sure that people that are getting those aid programs are citizens. And if you did that, you would cut this down massively. You would already cut it down, but because he wants to, basically, Zoran wants to, again, he is part of the group of people that wants to effectively replace the native populations in America with populations of people that are like him for religious, racial, and ethnic reasons. So that's the reason why he's doing this. He's trying to tax people that are, you know, like New Yorkers that have lived there for 200 years, 300 years, and he's trying to tax them so they can fund the illegal aliens that are living in the country. That's the reason why. And which is Islamic populations? Yeah, I mean, think about how many Islamic people voted for Zoran, right? It's probably 90%. They would try to get things done and it would just be stopped. Yeah, exactly. And he is, I mean, to be fair, Zoran has made some improvements in the city. He has. And this is the problem. It's that we need somebody like Zoran that is working in the best interest of Americans. Like, that's the only thing that we need. Like, I like a lot of his values, but the problem is that they're misplaced on the wrong people. Like, the wrong people are being the beneficiaries of this benevolence, right? Name two? Okay, sure. Free childcare and higher taxes for wealthy people. I do think there should be higher taxes for wealthy people. I think it has to happen nationwide so they can't go from state to state. And I think that they should have free childcare. I also think that you should probably just have the buses be free. I think having the buses be free makes everything a lot simpler. And honestly, I think it would be no problem if we had free buses. And if it was a big deal, somebody's living on the bus, just go get them and put them in jail. Fuck them. And that's it. Nothing's free. Well, it's not free. Well, it's taxed, right? You're paying for taxes. Wishful thinking? I don't think so. Free government ID too? Yeah, I'd want free government ID. I don't think this stuff is expensive. I don't. Because think about how much money we would have left over if we weren't paying out these hospices millions of dollars. We weren't paying out daycares millions of dollars. We weren't paying non-citizens to sit here and soak up all of our fucking money. Think about the billions of dollars that are being wasted right now funding parasites. Think about that. Get rid of every single fucking one of them. You could be living in paradise. Everything would be great. There'd be no problem. We still couldn't afford it? We absolutely could. Yeah, the amount of money those buses make is not that insane. Why do we need the tax money? Fix the issues and we'll have plenty of tax money? I would raise taxes last. If doing everything else didn't solve it, then I would raise taxes. But I would not do that first. The first thing that I would do is get rid of fraud.
Bro, he always
because I think it is a fundamental betrayal that American citizens are having their money taken away from them by the threat of force so it can be reallocated to foreigners to fund their lifestyles. I think it's outrageous.
Ooh,
crazy, insane. 657 deaths, the Iranian regime executing its own people in record numbers. Really? Shit. Only 657. What a surprise. Let me go and see how many people are pretending like this didn't happen. They arrested this guy too. Oh, this is another guy that maybe it's the same guy. I have no idea. And so tons of these people have been killed. And there have been some people, I don't know, I think it was like Hassan or somebody saying that like the amount of deaths was fake. I don't think that it's fake. I think that there are actually that many people getting killed. And the amount of people that are trying to, what I've found to be very annoying about this is that The same people that are begging, screaming, and crying about people in Palestine getting killed, those are the same people that are trying to now cast doubt on the amount of Iranians that are being killed. Isn't that weird? That's crazy. Oh, this is... I saw somebody link me this. People are e-begging for COD lobbies to come back. Told them to stop being soft. I haven't seen this before. Apparently, this guy reacted to a clip I was talking about World of Warcraft.
I'm 27 years old, right?
You're
I'm
27
years old.
Cringe.
I'm a
How dare you
heterosexual
try to
man.
grow and get followers
I'm
and
blessed in many
subscribers?
regards. When I watched Spider-Man as a kid, he's like
espérame, déjame mutear.
straight white guy.
Oh, deport him.
Shut up, motherfucker.
Deport him from
As a
my
white
game.
guy, straight.
Shut up,
All forms of media that I've
motherfucker.
Are you
grown up
guys?
with,
You guys born?
I've never once.
Where are you guys from? You're on NA
was
servers.
not-
Yeah, bro, yeah.
And a lot of people, including
You guys
myself,
don't sound
Joey,
like.
what?
and this
You
might
don't
sound
sound
low, I
like
really
you're born
don't.
American. Get him out.
I
Get
don't
him
care
out.
about
Patito?
Get him
You
out
won't
of
know the
¿De qué me
opposite from the
habla?
opposition end if
Oh,
you're not
qué
someone who's represented.
locura.
Go to
By
the
the way,
left.
¡Qué locura!
Dragon Ball Z is massively popular all around the world, and Goku is basically like either white or Japanese, right? And it's
Ese es el real Spider-Man.
those people are not white. Just immediately disproves this entire narrative, but we'll just let it continue.
Maybe you might be Asian, black, Hispanic, whatever, and you don't care about media representation, and that's fine. But growing up, every fucking action figure I've seen, most of them are white. Most of the movies are white. Most of the people in the movies and shit were white. Straight people, not gay, not transsexual, etc. There is a level of representation.
Even if you want to make this argument, let's assume everything that he's saying is true. Even if you want to make this argument, I think that representation should not come at the expense of other representation. So I think that people should be looking to try to build their own ideals, their own role models, their own people. And also, by the way, what about sports? Sports is overwhelmingly overrepresented by black people. It is. Like, you look at NBA, NFL, overwhelmingly it's overrepresented with people that are black, especially just non-white in general. But we're not even going to bring that up at all. The fact is that, like, superheroes are only one factor. We're not going to add in a quota, right? For like, oh, there needs to be this many white or black people in an NBA game. That's retarded.
That is important in the world. Now, obviously, again, you could say some
Huge media
games,
environment,
some
yeah.
medias, some forms of media, some
Yeah,
people.
think about every popular basketball player: LeBron James, Steph Curry, and you do have you know,
I
Dirk
quit
Nowitzki or whatever the hell his name
couple of
was.
texts too soon.
You've got what's his name? Fucking the OG Larry Bird. Like, you do have white basketball players, but it's like 10-1. It's 10-1, if not 20-1. It's overwhelming.
I landed. It knocked me out of my land.
Push agendas, whatever. You could say
Oh, I'm
you
at
hate Lily
300
Tino.
ping
Lily
again.
Tino's
Why?
a fucking rage-baiting transgender. I don't fucking care. It doesn't take away the fact that Asmongold
600, 500. What's
not
going on with
understanding
this
this fact and being frustrated.
It's not a fact. It's just simply not a fact. I mean, if you look at pop music, look at all music in
Oh
general.
my God.
I think overwhelmingly look at the top 40 list. There's massive amounts of representation. You go back to 1990, there's massive amounts of representation. You look
have
at
to figure out
sports, there's
this
massive
issue
amounts of
after this. I can't have
representation.
my game keep
Like, you
going
look at
like
this
that.
everywhere, this is the case. And also, the proof that representation doesn't matter is the fact that those sports are popular across all of America, and everybody watches them, despite them not being, as you're saying, represented, right?
Oh,
And
this
then on
lag.
top of that, you can look at things like Dragon Ball Z. You can look at other anime where everybody is relating to this anime character.
It's probably because
The
one of
thing
these
is
fucking
that
Mexicans
a lot
is
of,
the
I
host
think
and they're
that
playing
maybe
for
it's
New
different
Ecuador.
for men and women, but I think that a lot of guys, what they relate to more is like values. They're not relating to the identity of the person, they're relating to the values. And I think that the main issue is that instead of people creating their separate own good media, like things like Black Panther, right? Everybody loves Black Panther. At least the first movie, I think, was a phenomenal, amazing, it was a 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10 movie. It was great. And like, nobody's mad about that. I feel like nobody's mad about that except for a few idiots. So why is nobody upset about this? Well, it's because it's its own media. But whenever you engage in race swaps, whenever you intentionally remove characters and then you try to replace them with characters of another identity group, that is a totally different world than if you're making your own media.
Almost got it. We need to get on the point.
Because I think he's 32, 33. In the last 4 years,
I'm 32, 33.
I'm not gonna get it.
I appreciate it.
I've started fucking seeing gay people. He's having a fucking spasm attack.
I'm having a spasm attack because I'm seeing gay people? No, I'm having a spasm attack because gay people want to have their identity reaffirmed by every single company by adding a pride event into everything. I think it's annoying, it's obnoxious, and it's unnecessary. Every single video game doesn't need a pride event. If you're gay, then be gay. I don't want to have every company in the world that has some sort of obligation to acknowledge that gay people are good. This is outrageous. It's basically a cult of self-worship and narcissism that I don't want to have anything to do with. I'm tired of it. I don't have a problem with somebody being gay. I don't have an issue with somebody being trans. But whenever I constantly have to be like faced with it over and over and over, and also, by the way, it's not like you had a white identity month. You didn't have a black identity month either. I don't want to have identity events for different groups of people based off of a racial or a sexual reason. It's weird. And also, you already have, in a way, you already have a gay event. It's called Valentine's Day. Gay people celebrate Valentine's Day. Think about it.
It's just bullshit. I don't care. I'm sorry. I don't care. It's fucking bullshit. You can call me woke. I don't really give a fuck. But you can't sit here and crave you want Modern Warfare lobbies back and people to call each other slurs and say crazy things. But you spaz out every time you see a fucking rainbow.
I do, and it's the same reason. And it's because nobody can criticize it. That's the reason why. See, a lot of people like him, they create this false dichotomy where us being offended and over-controlling and trying to make all media reaffirm our ideology, this somehow, you disliking this is the same as us freaking out about being misgendered. This type of language inversion might work with other people that agree with you, but everybody that's normal realizes that it's obviously a huge difference between somebody freaking out that, you know, somebody got misgendered versus somebody being annoyed that every piece of media seems to have to reaffirm a gay identity. It's obnoxious, it's annoying, it's overstepping, and I think that people are tired of it. I think overwhelmingly people are tired of it. 99% of people. So this is what they tried to do, is they try to create this this false dichotomy where you being angry about us pushing woke stuff is the same as us being angry about getting triggered about everything. That's not going to work, okay? It's totally different. I don't want to live in a world that is constantly defined by the mentally ill. And I'm not talking about gay people. I'm talking about people that can't stand to hear anybody who disagrees with them. And also, here's another component to it. If you criticize the events, if you say anything that's negative about this, you get instantly banned. So there's not even a conversation that's allowed to be had on any sort of an official platform discussing the validity of an event like this and whether people are in favor of it or not. So whenever you can't even talk about this and everything else, and then you're saying people are getting triggered because of that, no, I don't think so. And if you do think so, then I guess that we're triggered, right? I mean, you can say whatever you want, but at the end of the day, it's like racism. Yeah, sure. Censorship are always backfire. Yeah, you can't have a conversation with these people. And again, you know, if you acted like that in the COD lobby, nobody's saying it should be against the rules to be gay. But whenever you have every single company that's pushing narratives about this and they're doing pride events for it, I think it's exhausting. It's absolutely. So yeah, I don't. It's not about representation. It's about again, it's about elevation. Why is it that we have an event that's about gay people? It's ridiculous. I think it's absolutely ridiculous. And I think it's ridiculous for trans people. Like, imagine, and here's how you know it would be ridiculous. Would these people be okay with there being an event that celebrated white people? Would they be okay with there being an event that celebrated heterosexuality? Would they be okay with an event that celebrated, you know, like, I guess men? No, they wouldn't. Okay, so then it's not about representation. Because if it was actually about representation, you'd want to represent everybody. But they have no interest in representing everybody. They have an interest in representing themselves, their ideology. And what you also have to keep in mind is that a lot of these pride events are not really about necessarily being gay. They're about it is a public display of leftist ideology controlling and dominating media.
My whole team was distracted.
That's what it's really about. It's like an advertisement for this ideology in a complete totality. And that's the reason why I get annoyed by it. And I think that people should continue complaining about this and continue being hostile about it. I do think that just like Bud Light, there is a critical mass where companies will be afraid to do this. And I think that they should be. I don't think that there's any benefit to doing something like this, and I think that it actually separates gay people from the rest of the population even more. I think that if you want to be gay, that's fine. Go ahead and be gay. But the constant need for reaffirmations and then to be celebrated is obnoxious, narcissistic, and it's unnecessary. And I think it's confrontational and it's annoying. And I don't want to deal with it. Is cats making people hate gays? Yeah, I think so too. And what is this? I have no idea what this is. And what is it? You don't have the main issue is that, like, if your identity is your sexuality, you don't have a personality. It's true. You're a loser. Yeah, true. But yeah,
I'm 27.
Is that, like, people are constantly represented in media. I mean, you look at sports. I mean, you look at one small slice of it. That's different. And nobody says that. Just needs to be said more often. Like it should be out in the open. Well, that's the reason why. Is that the reason why I say this stuff is because if I don't say this stuff, nobody else will say this stuff.
I'll say
because I think people are afraid of the pushback for it, and they're afraid of being misrepresented. Luckily, I'm very popular. I do very well for myself, so it doesn't really matter if that happens to me. But for a lot of other people, it does matter a lot to them, and they get harassed, etc. It doesn't bother me at all. It's fine. So this is the reason why I say it. It's because I think if I say it, other people will agree with me, but they're not really willing to say it themselves. So yeah, all the pride stuff is on purpose to create hate, like they do with race stuff. No, it's not. It's just a bunch of narcissistic, boring, loser LGBT people that are looking for ways to celebrate themselves because they have no personality other than the fact that they like having sex with a certain type of person. That's the only real reason why. It's just a bunch of narcissists looking for approval. It's annoying. I think most normal gay people and most normal trans people don't want to have anything to do with that. They might appreciate the representation, but the extent that these people go through to be seen is probably annoying. It's attention-seeking behavior, and it's unnecessary. Hassan is unhappy about the 40K people. What a surprise.
Look, at the end of the day, I agree with you. Radicalism of any sort is bad, which is why this
they killed 40,000 people, man. No, they didn't.
War
no, they fucking didn't. You're a goddamn idiot if you think that. Okay, you're a fucking moron.
How do you know that?
I'm sorry. They did not kill 40,000 people, dumbass. They did kill a shit ton of people in the process of
How do you know? Like, I don't even understand this.
Suppressing the.
I mean, why do you think they turned off the internet? Like, I mean, really, think about it for 3 seconds. Why would they turn off the internet if they weren't going to kill a bunch of people?
Protest that took place, which, by the way, America and Israel openly admit that they played a role in. Okay.
Trying to assign ownership of the protests against the government that's literally, by his own admission, systematically killing their own people, then assigning ownership of it to Israel and America. No, maybe, yeah, maybe Israel and America helped because they thought that it's bad to kill your own protesters just because they want to change the government. The people weren't doing anything wrong. He just justified mass murder of civilians because of Israel? As I've said before, Hassan will always fall off on the side of defending, rationalizing, justifying, and downplaying Islamic terrorism. He will always do this. Every single time.
But they did not kill 40,000 people in 2 days. Like, you're unbelievably dense. You have.
It was 3 days, idiot. It was 3 days. It took them 3 days to do that.
Convinced yourself.
Yeah.
It doesn't even matter. Like, them killing 10 people
doesn't even matter.
Still fucked up.
Yeah.
Okay. I've never heard a consistent number on this from people that just turn around and say, oh, they killed, 80,000 people. I've heard 80,000, 50,000, 40,000. It's fucking ridiculous. Shut up. Jesus Christ. How do you not recognize it? It's like this is propaganda to actually justify American and Israeli intervention.
But there's no propaganda about Palestine. The amount of people that were killed in Palestine is a defined number that nobody can ever question. But whenever Iran intentionally takes off the internet, they shut down the entire internet, they bus in Iraqi militia forces, and there are leaked videos of people being massacred in the streets, then no, actually, well, we don't know how many. Guys, there's no way it was that many. Oh my God.
That's what you're leaning into.
And also, do you want to know why people originally said it was 10,000? Because it went up. And so it's like, well, last year he said he was 40 years old. This year he says he's 41. Which one is it? He's lying. He's got to be lying. Why is he giving us different answers? Oh my God. No, this is it. And again, Hassan will always fall off on the side of justifying, rationalizing, making excuses for, and sometimes even passively supporting Islamic terrorism, like he did with the Houthis, and also like he did with Hamas. So really, that's what you can expect from somebody like Hassan, and this will always be the case. And again, you can take this to the bank, and other people like him will do the exact same thing. Every single time they will do this. And Hezbollah, yes, falls on the side of terrorism every single time. It's because they're terrorist supporters. That's the reason why. It's literally that simple. They want the terrorists to win. They want the Islamic extremists to win. And so what they do is they try to downplay their bad actions and then overplay the bad actions of people that are against them. That's what they do. I mean, obviously, duh. Like, how do you passively? Well, yeah, by not going after them and not bringing these things up. So, yeah, that's it. You're already behind on the Kristi Noem war? Really? I don't know. And a very high-ranking person in the military doesn't understand the numbers change once. What a conversation with a grown-up. Well, I don't know what happened with that. It just seems like it's retarded, but I don't know what else to say. And let me go and find this here.
I know he can do it too.
Come on, bro. They're freedom fighters, and the USA is the terrorist. Yeah, of course, right? And this is also what I found to be crazy. The leader of the Qatari National Democratic Party says Tucker Carlson does have financial interests with Qatar.
Please tell us if Qatar is paying Tucker Carlson.
I didn't know I could double my AOEs.
Carlson, first of all, I am very disappointed with him. I was respecting him as an independent journalist, but what happened after visiting Qatar in Doha Forum, where he was driving and passing by the people who slaughter his own people in America, and he was saying Americans first, that was a big disaster and disrespect to the American people. That's number one. And the second thing, Tucker